Welcome to your intuitive reading for the week of January 13th, 2025. And make sure you tune in this week because it's a very exciting week. We have our episode 200. And so I'm going to keep it a surprise what it is. And then on Thursday, we have Heather Scott. She's an author, and we had a wonderful conversation with her. So you'll want to make sure that you tune into both of those things. And so the cards that I chose are the medicine cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson. And the card when I asked for the collective this week that came out was the wild boar. So the wild boar is all about being stubborn and, maybe not allowing that stubbornness that you have within you to block you from different things in your life. Because sometimes we really dig our heels in so much that we're just not willing to give a little bit of grace to people. And so sometimes we block opportunities from coming our way because we've dug on our heels. And so I think it's really a time to ask ourselves the question of, is it worth digging our heels in that far, or should we be digging our heels in a little bit more on the on the opposite? So if you're dealing with something where you're just kind of letting things and people just kind of walk all over you, then this is really the time to start digging in your heels, putting up those boundaries around yourself. So that's very important. There's also the feather at the bottom. So for me, feather is always about, people from that have passed over, our angels, those kind of things, bringing messages to us. So be listening to those messages that have to do around stubbornness. So um, then it's like a braided hair. And so what I'm getting that is that, really we are so interwoven with the other people around us that sometimes we almost forget where we start and they stop and we start. And it's like we need to, be really looking at our connection with people that are around us. And, are we being too stubborn or are we not being stubborn enough? And if there's people around us that are very stubborn in their behaviors, we have to see what lessons that they're trying to teach us at this time. There's also, it looks like a horn. And so really about, making sure that we're protecting ourselves. And then there's a shell. And the shell for me is all about listening and, just being silent and being still. So we will see what the cards say and go from there. So there's the card. That's right. It says, so although the warrior was accustomed to the sultry heat of his bio homeland, he was shaking as if from cold draught. The council of elders has caught him telling a lie. The punishment for this offense was a banishment from the tribe. To restore his honor among the people, he would have to face the wild boar with a knife as his only weapon. If he failed, he would die, torn apart by the ravaging tusks of the fiery-eyed beast. This prospect filled him with dread. Then the spirit of the wild boar came to him in a dream. It was enraged that the young man had broken his warrior's vow by lying. It told him that he would first have to face and conquer the self-important and deceitful beast within himself. If he had hoped to survive their combat, the young warrior vowed to honor the truth from the moment forward. He faced the wild boar that day and killed the beast. The warrior kept the tusk of his adversary as a lifelong reminder to always confront the weaknesses within himself. There are several varieties of boar, and this powerful medicine of the warrior clans applies to all of them. The Maya call boar javelina, and the Choctaws saw the razorback as wild boar. Its medicine teaches us to confront human weaknesses and to change them into strengths. The human spirit is empowered through wild boar's willingness to confront fears, the challenges at hand, and uncomfortable circumstances. Courageously standing tall without running from the situations that life prevents is a powerful medicine indeed. If wild boar has charged into your cards today, you are being asked to confront anything or anybody that you have been avoiding. Pay attention. Embrace your warrior nature and find the courage to confront your fears. Or are you being asked to confront a personal weakness or a career challenge? Is it time to finish a project that you have abandoned thinking it might be too difficult to accomplish? Confront your feelings regarding some situations that makes you nervous or causes discomfort and brings yourself the peace of closure. If you have been procrastinating, Wild Boar is reminding you to quit avoiding the inevitable. In all cases, it is insisting that you be fully present and mindful of what is happening and why. If you drew this card, you already possess the courage needed to confront all that the life offers. Just remember where you hid that courage. Challenges do not simply vanish. Unless you actively embrace your issues, you cannot reclaim your spirit's energy. Half the battle is won through the warrior's willingness to acknowledge and to accept your whole truth at all times. So that is your reading for this week, and we will see you next week. Have a magical week.